Namaskar and a very, very good evening to all my viewers today. Yes, it is the first webinar of its kind. Now, why do I say it's a webinar of its kind? That's because whenever we talk about nutrition, it always is about food science, it's always about food chemistry, it is about something very serious, different. No, because it is the very first webinar, I request everyone to keep yourselves muted, please, because this is being recorded and it is going to go live on YouTube as well, on Facebook as well after a little while. So my very dear friends, I have a group of young, vibrant research scholars. I know some teachers who were my students. There are fresh batch of students as well. So without any further delay, let me tell you what we are going to do today. We are going to actually have a fantastic session on food science, yes, but a fun-filled session on food science. And I'm extremely excited because it is the first webinar of Nutripedia.life, something we had a team of us dietitians, nutritionists, teachers, we had thought of long back, and we were planning what to do with all the young people. This is just the first of its kind where science will be taught to you in a fun way. I would not say taught, would be brought to you actually. And moreover, what we will do is that we will have a contest at the end where you can win prizes. So it is an attractive deal for all of you. So without much delay, let me just share the screen. I hope my screen is visible to all of you.
Yes, ma'am.
Is the screen visible? Thank you
Yes,
so
ma'am.
much. But I think there is a little bit of these glitches always happen. So just give me a moment. If there is anything that anyone wants to ask, you can feel free to ask me now, and then we will begin. Today we will talk about, as you could have seen, I'm sure you were being able to see. Yes, is it visible now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so but the problem is is it moving? Is the screen moving? No?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay, so we'll do a little bit of a we'll just do it in a different way because there are some very interesting slides that I want you all to see. So let's see. If it is in this manner, will you be able to see it? I will just show you once more. Give me a moment because a lot of people are joining in now. Can you see the slides now? Is it okay if I do not go for a full view? Because people are
Yes,
joining
ma'am.
in and there is a bit of a rush with the YouTube. Doesn't matter. I'm sure all of you will understand this is the first time and there are some changes that are going to be done later on. So what is the first thing that we think about when we think about films? Yes, definitely not food. I understand. But when there is a film going on, the best part of it is there is some reference of food somewhere or the other. I am sure you can well understand and relate to these films. Now, how many of you can see the the film scenes that you already have seen? Barfi, lunchbox, khichdi, chini kam, garam masala, always some reference to food. There are many more, many more. So any one of you can write it in the chat box because this is an interactive session. You can rewrite it in the chat box and tell me the types of movies that you have seen with little bit of reference to to food. For example, maybe the song with Salman Khan and Kareena Kapoor, where there was that song about murgi, biryani, whatever. So interesting thing is, lot of now these were all Bollywood films, very casually done. Three Idiots scene from the very very famous scene cinema Three Idiots. Now, what am I trying to tell you? when I am saying there must be some science behind it, most of my students know about that. So, and there must be some biochemistry, there must be some chemistry, but there is a relation to films as well. So, famous people who were there in films, famous Bengalis, Rabindranath Tagore, we all know stories about him being a foodie. He loved to eat food. He had neem patar sharbot, as we all know, and that is extremely, extremely beneficial. So naturally, they were all health conscious. The famous Satyajit Ray, you have seen many of his films. The famous Gupi Gain Bagabain. Now, you must remember the three boons, the three bors, Bengalis call it, that the Bhute Raja had given to Gopigain Bagabain. Now, they could have asked for anything, but what did they ask for? They had asked for the boon to go anywhere, the boon to get to eat anything that they want, right? So, and wherever they want to go, as I said. So, food, they could have asked for anything, as I said, but they asked for food. So, Aguntuk, a film like Aguntuk, where Utpal Datta was there was a very prominent reference to food. Now, why am I talking about all this? To bring to you the feeling that these famous directors were also actually concerned, or they knew what nutrition was all about. So let us see the platter. Yes, it was an old film, so I could not get a better picture. The platter that was there on Bhuter Rajar plate, that the boon was given. There was rice, maybe pulao. You can see lemon here and there. There was macher muro, the fish head. There was mutton, dal, the pulses, and much, much more. Only some of them I could decipher. So, isn't it a balanced diet? But out of that entire balanced diet, what do I want to highlight? What does Nutripedia.life want to bring to you? It wants to bring to you the fact that science, food science, is there in every aspect of our life. And the two most entertaining things, films and food, have always been there together. Let us check out why it is food science. Now you can understand the fish head coming to food chemistry. Now the fish head that you can see here, the tasty, nutritious food fish head, I'm sure a lot of you like to eat it. A lot of you maybe don't. So you can understand, or I think, Satyajit Ray from his books, I've read a lot of books about him. I think he was very fond of fish because he was a typical Bengali. Not that non Bengalis don't like fish, they do. Fish eating is a culture in Maharashtra, in South India. And remember, you can see the different parts of the fish that actually have different types of nutrients. Yes, here lies the importance of food chemistry. You can see the proteins present in the muscles. We all know that. There are a lot of young people in the audience who are not from nutrition background. I also know that. So for them, you can understand this protein is present in the muscles. Lovely proteins, first class proteins, biologically significant proteins, which our body can use. But here we will talk about the fish head only. I have done like plenty of webinars. Most of you know that. I keep talking, I love talking on different topics. So, this is one topic which I have never spoken about, fish head. So, I thought, why not take Satyajit Ray's hint when he had given a full fish head and teaching people that that is the correct food. Even the Bhute Raja knew that that was the correct food. So what he did was he put the fish head because Gupigain and Bagabai needed a lot of energy, needed a lot of calories to go from one place to another. And they had to look nice and dress nice, and they had to solve a lot of difficult cases, as in mysteries. So that was very, very interesting. So what happened was the fish head put on the plate was not only because it looked good, but because it is rich in oleic, palmitic, linolenic acids. Eicosanoic acids, 20 carbon containing fatty acids are present in the fish head, which boosts up your memory, which boosts up your brain health, which actually can keep our neurotransmitters functioning properly. Yes, fish head also has the property to enhance your immunity. So Guppy had to sing and Bagha had to play. And the immunity system, because his throat had to be all right for his voice, the immunity system works well if you have a fish head. So you see the fun connection between the two. I am not saying the great Satyajit Ray thought about so many things. He was not a food scientist. But we, being from the background of food, we can definitely think out all the things that are there, and that makes it fun learning. And that is what we are here today about. There are enzymes like dehydrogenase, there are enzymes like synthase, and it is extremely rich in these vitamins and minerals. Iron, zinc, you must be knowing zinc is a member of more than 200 enzymes. It is a cofactor. Vitamin A, of course, is for eye health. In India, eye health is a major problem. So we will have to remember that these things are very, very important. So if you are a fish eater, add a fish head to your diet. So, like the magic of the Bhute Raja, maybe your immune system would be stimulated, your brain functioning, because your lot of students are there, teachers are there, as I said, research scholars. So we need to make our head work properly. And that is the reason we can add a little bit of these things to our diet. Otherwise, you can see how all the parts of the fish are very, very important. Coming to the next movie, as I said, yes, a very, very famous scene. Most Bengalis have seen this. This is Aguntuk, the famous scene from Satyajit Ray's film, where Utpal Datto and Mamata Shankar were there. A fantastic film and a fantastic scene with a lot of food. Every time I see this scene, I feel like eating something out of this. So I have highlighted a very important and nutritious dish. Yes, and if it would have been a physical session, I would have asked, can anyone tell me what this was? By the way, before I just pass on to the next one, I would like to draw your attention to the scientific references that I have given. Because as I promised, this Nutripedia.life group is not only about stories, it is about in references. So anyone who is interested to check these references and work on them further is most welcome to do so. So you can see how entertainment can be studies and studies can be entertainment. So coming to Aguntuk, another reference here. This is Palong Shager Chochori, or Palong Shager Ghonto as we call it. We Bengalis love these words, Ghonto and a lot of other things like that. So spinach, we all know, has a lot of moisture, but that is not the reason why I am talking to you about spinach today for. Actually, this particular area of study, spinach has been studied for a very, very long time. A lot of research has been done, yes. But spinach, you see, has a lot of new things that have come up. Jaceidin, quercetin obviously was there, patioletin, and spinecidin. It has ferulic acids. Now, these compounds, please remember, are anti-carcinogenic. They can prevent cancer. They are fantastic in keeping you healthy. And because it is high in fiber and low in carbohydrate, you can well understand it is high in carbohydrate, high in fiber and low in carbohydrate. See the difference. So it is exceptionally good for people suffering from diabetes. In fact, today morning in the papers, you must have seen a new diabetes medicine has come out. Yes, we will keep giving you such updates day in and day out. So keep watching the Nutripedia.life page for such updates. A new medicine has come out to treat diabetes and stop the kidney diseases, stop heart diseases. And we can, in fact, Satyajit Ray has done this long back. He has drawn the reference of spinach. He could have added any vegetable, but I request the young people to please put off their mics because it is a little bit of. I will obviously open the session for discussions a little later on. So you can write down or maybe take down notes if you want to on the different things that are present in spinach. And the significant part is that the maximum levels are in summer. We usually do not take spinach in summer. But ferrolic acid content, patulitin, these are all, they have been found according to this research that they are higher in summer. In winter, the moisture content goes up. In winter, the fiber content also goes up. So we will have to decide. Actually, we can have it all round the year, not a problem. Now, this scene, I'm sure most of you remember this. Can anyone tell me? Anyone can unmute and tell me the name of the cinema from which it has been taken. A very favorite movie of almost all of us. Anyone? Anyone can unmute?
Harry Potter.
Very good. Yes, it is Harry Potter.
Ma'am,
Yes.
Harry Potter.
Absolutely Harry Potter. Absolutely, this is Harry Potter. And this is the grand feast that you can see. See the amount of food. See the amount of food. Next time when you see this movie, it is always there on the OTT. You can see it anytime you want. So this grand feast, as you can see it here as I've already shown it, had pumpkin juice. Again, a scientific reference where pumpkin juice has been used. Why pumpkin juice? In fact, J.K. Rowling has given reference to pumpkin juice several times in Harry Potter. Was it just because of the taste? I don't think so. I think it is also because to make children aware of the importance of the different food items. This pumpkin juice, like any magic potion in Harry Potter, truly is a magic potion. Why? Because it has a lot of phytosterols, a lot of linoleic acid, it has selenium, something which works with vitamin E. Vitamin E and selenium together form the fat-soluble antioxidant system, which can protect against peroxidation in our body. We know that. Most of us who are seniors would know that. Yes, juniors, of course, will get to know gradually. Lutein is another phytochemical. Zeaxanthin are extensively, these have been worked upon. And pumpkin juice is an anti-inflammatory, anti-carcinogenic agent. Fantastically used for children to make them aware how important it is to have such things. Yes, I understand. Some of you don't like the flavor of pumpkin juice. Do not worry. There are ways and methods of having this. There are recipes. In fact, on my website, there are recipes. You can have it with lemon juice. You can have it with mint. Mint would add the necessary flavor and the remaining nutrients. So start combining, start looking at nutrition in a different way. I am sure you're going to enjoy every bit of your studies. You're going to be able to use it in your daily life. Coming to the next one, maybe a shock for some, maybe pleasant surprise. Yes, phuchkas. Don't mind the underlines because this is not a slideshow. Somehow it was not working. So yes, phuchkas and the favorite Shah Rukh Khan of a lot of people, I'm sure. Now, why phuchkas on a nutrition platform? I'll tell you why. Because Phuchkas, poor things, have been talked about in a very wrong way. As the story goes, I told you I will tell you stories. So today's session is only about stories, but obviously we'll come back next month with a very famous dietitian who would talk to you about diseases. And then we will have an academician. Every month we will keep changing the topics and bringing in different people, even people from the background of hotels who would tell you about how they prepare nutritious food in such a very different ambience, not a hospital, a hotel. So it has to be tasty, it has to be hygienic. We will also bring to you a lot of different people from different fields. But for now, it is phuchkas. So phuchkas, very tempting and wasn't invented now. It was invented long back. The mention is there in Mahabharata as well. The story goes that Draupadi probably invented phuchkas. Now, how was that? Phuchkas, panipuris, golgappa, whatever you call it, it was probably invented by Draupadi. What happened was when they were in exile in the jungles, and because they'd lost everything in the game of dice, Kunti wanted to see how good a housewife Draupadi was, or Draupadi could be in the jungles. So she gave her some leftover aloo sabzi, some potato curry, and gave her very little amount of dough, moida makha, as we say it in Bengali, and asked Draupadi to make something for each brother. So 5 brothers, this much of dough. What did Draupadi do? Draupadi invented the phuchkas. The small ones put the aloo sabzi in it and probably gave it to all of them, and they were very, very happy. We don't know whether it's true, but yes, phuchkas have definitely become immortal because Kunti was so happy with this kind of food. She blessed Draupadi and phuchkas. I don't know what they called it then. They blessed phuchkas and said that it would get immortality. It will never die out. So that is the fun part. And believe me, Draupadi was very intelligent because phuchkas themselves are not non-nutritious. You just need to change the way you look at them. You can fill them up with vegetables, very tasty vegetables. You can substitute potatoes if you are very conscious about your health, low on carbs. Use germinated seeds. Tamarind water and lemon have never done anybody any harm. Lemon has ascorbic acid, vitamin C. Tamarind has tartaric acid. These regulate your body pH. You can use shuji, semolina, to make the phuchkas along with atta, not the maida, typical refined flour. So it is not bad. Nothing is bad if you just change the way you look at it and you've changed the way you prepare it. Yes, I'm not asking you to go out and have phuchkas right now, no. But I am asking you to think about it in a nutritious manner. Think about how phuchkas can be made nutritious so that when you are a dietitian and a patient comes to you and says, ma'am or sir, I like to have phuchkas sometimes, guide him or her and tell her or him that it is not wrong. You just need to change how you prepare it and have it at home. Even having it outside is not a problem, only that you will have to be a little hygienic. So the story can go on and on, but I did not want to keep the first webinar for a very extended long period of time. Now I would like to go in for the contest. Every month we will have a contest. What is the contest? Suppose you were to add a food on the Bhuter Rajar special plate. Bhuter Rajar plate has been given. Say you have been given a choice. The Bhuter Raja comes to you, the lovely Bhuter Raja who grants every wish. Yes, I know you would ask for high marks in your exams. Other than that, if you are asked to ask him for a food as a boon, আশীর্বাদ হিসেবে কোনো একটা যদি খাবার we are asking for, what would it be and why? Please design your own recipes. Don't tell me biryani. The prize winner would be someone who would think about a new and innovative recipe and send it to connect@nutripedia.life. Yes, the last date is 31st of, I'm so sorry, this would be 31st of May, not June. I'll just edit it later on. So it is 31st of May, because we want to announce the winners in the June session next month. It's coming up. So 31st, today is the 20th. You have a long time. Today is the 26th, 4 days to send in your recipes. I'm sure you all are very, very creative. So connect at Nutripedia.life should be the email ID where you send it. So there will be, this recorded program would be on YouTube. The program would be also available to you on Facebook. If you want to have a look again or want to hear what has been said again, or maybe the email ID, you're free to go back and check it out again. It would be really lovely to get some feedback from all of you, how you liked the session, what was not good, what was good, or maybe you want something else, and suggestions from all of you that what you want to see for the next few webinars, upcoming webinars. So is there any question from anyone? I open the forum for public discussion. Is there any questions? Anyone wants to ask anything? There's no question after you're all over with films and food. Think about it. Think about it and look at films in a different way. Whenever you see a scene having some food, look at it, see the things that are there. Try and think about what and why it has been put there. If you remember, I will tell you not only the food, but if you think about that scene from Aguntuk, you can well understand not only what they're eating, but how they have served it. The glass bowls, they have not used plastic. They could have used plastics as well, but it was all served on glass. Go back and see the recording if you want to. And how you eat, what you eat will make all the difference. So if there are no other questions, no feedback, just go back and think about it. Recordings would be available. And thank you so much for joining us. I know you all are very busy and the cyclone was about to hit, so I was not sure about the network, but I hope you did not have a problem connecting. So I kept it a little short this time. Next month, I will be back with a very famous dietitian. So keep watching and keep logging in. And if there are any questions, please feel free to ask on WhatsApp, on Facebook, and you can connect everywhere. So a very good night to all of you, and thank you again for joining in. Thank you.